Welcome to WatchMojoUK, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 Strictly contestants who should have won.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
For this list, we'll be looking at the talented celebs who just missed out on that coveted glitter ball. Which past contestants do you think were robbed? Number 10, Emma Barton and Anton. Series 17 champion Kelvin Fletcher was a worthy winner, but he wasn't really supposed to be there at all. If Jamie Lang hadn't suffered an injury in the lead up to the show, Kelvin would never have replaced him. He would never have been in the final, which would have left EastEnders actress Emma Barton free to snatch the crown. Not so much for herself, but for the sake of her partner, Anton de Beck. Anton was the show's longest running pro dancer, and although he did make the final once or twice, he was mostly lumbered with the joke acts. With retirement looming, 2019 was his last shot at the trophy. Sadly, it was not meant to be.
Don't bother. They're
Number 9, Maisie Smith and Gorka. Bill Bailey was one of Strictly's biggest and best surprises. We thought he'd be a middle-of-the-road contestant, maybe make Blackpool, but he blew us all away with his rhythm and style.
A bang bang, the boogie to the boogie, say up jump the boogie to the bang bang, boogie, let's rock.
Our hearts say, of course he should have won, but if we're being honest, it probably should have been Maisie. Bill was a lot of fun, but he peaked too early. Maisie started strong, but she was also consistent. In the final, she did her best work of the series and covered all the bases with a Latin, a ballroom, and a sensational Christmas-themed show dance. Number 8, Faye Tozer and Giovanni, or Ashley Roberts and Pasha. Like Anton, Kevin Clifton was a fan favourite Strictly Pro, whose increasing desperation to lift the glitter ball became painful to watch. After 4 finals and no trophy, the public decided he needed to win. His celebrity partner Stacey was likeable and talented, but she was up against Faye Tozer and Ashley Roberts, who were essentially trained dancers and had been consistently brilliant throughout the series.
I light up when you call my name.
They each scored 3 perfect 40s in the final, and if this was Dancing with the Stars, one of them surely would have won. Lucky for Stacey, the British love an underdog, and it was all worth it for the look on Kevin's little face. Stacey and... Number 7, Kelly Brook and Brendan. Back in Series 5, it was clear from the beginning that 2 dancers stood out above the rest. It seemed we were building towards an epic showdown between Mystique star Alicia Dixon and model and actress Kelly Brook.
Feel a rip in my face, her body close to me.
Alicia possibly had the edge when it came to the Latin, while Kelly's ballroom was beautiful to behold. But then a few weeks from the final, Kelly suffered a bereavement and felt unable to continue with the competition.
Drumming with the rhythm that the drivers made. People passing by, they would stop and say, oh my little country boy could play.
We'll never know who would have triumphed, and Alicia was a fantastic dancer. But with Brendan's choreography and drive, we reckon Kelly could have pipped her to the post. Either way, it would have been a close run thing.
She's like the wind.
Number 6, Rachel Stevens and Vincent. Since the introduction of the couple's choice, the Strictly show dance hasn't been so consequential, but back in the early days, it was definitely a deal breaker. Tom Chambers stormed to victory in 2008 with his crowd-pleasing freestyle number, which remains one of the most memorable show dances of Strictly history. However, that year's best competitor had to be Rachel Stevens. The S-Club star really blossomed as a dancer throughout the weeks, growing in both skill and confidence.
In the endlessness that you feel, in the arms of the angel.
She was lovely to watch and very rarely put a foot wrong. The judges were charmed by her graceful routines, and so were the public, just not quite enough to make her the winner.
Waiting for my change, dancing through the fire, just to catch a flame, feel real again.
Number 5, Georgia May Foote and Giovanni. In 2015, Jay McGuinness's Jive earned its place in the Strictly Hall of Fame, but that's not to say he deserved to win the series. Although consistent, Jay failed to deliver on the promise of that Week 3 sensation. On the other hand, Corrie actress Georgia May Foote had a proper Strictly journey. She got better week after week and pulled out all the stops for the final. While Jay dialed it in with a lackluster show dance and no repeat of that famous jive, Georgia's Charleston brought the house down. She was clearly having the time of her life, and that show-stopping final performance should have won her the Glitter Ball. Number 4, Danny Mac and OT. Ore Aduba was crowned at Series 14's Strictly champion, and we can't deny that jive was pretty special. Nevertheless, our abiding memories of the final are all of Danny Mac dancing the samba. Ore was a strong contender and a genuine beginner with natural talent, but Danny was a star. With OT for a partner, he produced fantastic routines every Saturday, and his ballroom was as brilliant as his Latin. By the time he reached week 14, we thought we'd seen it all, but that samba was something else. He deserved to win for that routine alone. Number 3, Alexandra Burke and Gorka. Former X Factor contestant Alexandra Burke defected to the enemy camp in 2017, but she didn't get her winner's song this time. The glitter ball may have evaded her, but watching back her fabulous jive makes you wonder how it happened. Alexandra fell victim to a combination of factors. Firstly, she was too good too soon, and we need to see a journey. Then, in the final, Joe McFadden and Katya played their trump card, a magical Cinderella quick change. There's no competing against that kind of wizardry, but Alexandra gave it a really good go. Her skill and determination lifted the series, and she remained an iconic Strictly star. Number 2, Colin Jackson and Erin. If any Strictly pro threw away their chance at winning, it was Erin Bogue. That infamous doll dance must have seemed like a good idea at the time, but really, what was she thinking?
I could keep right on because you're so light on your feet.
Olympic athlete Colin Jackson was a shoo-in for the Strictly crown after weeks of praise from the judges. After the shock elimination of Zoe Ball, his closest rival, it was down to Colin and cricketer Darren Gough. Then out came Colin and Erin, dancing with giant puppets instead of each other. The reaction in the room was one of confusion, and the public clearly concurred.
This is a gimmick that does not belong in the final, I'm sorry.
Darren was on his A game, so they voted for him instead, and no one ever risked a gimmick like that again.
It's Darren and
Number 1. Ricky Whittle and Natalie. Series 7's Ricky Whittle was one of Strictly's most naturally gifted dancers. From romantic rumbas to elegant quick steps, he stole the show almost every week, helped along by professional partner Natalie Lowe.
Down with size and down with Cupid, brother, let's stop that dog. Down with love.
So why didn't he get the votes? It might be related to the fact that a paparazzi photographer accused Whittle of purposely hitting him with his car just weeks before the final, an allegation that was later proved to be false. Alternatively, it might have been Chris Holland's sensational Charleston that took away his victory. The crowd-pleasing dance genre was performed for the first time that year, and it suited Hollands' cheeky, chappy persona down to the ground. Whatever the reason, we think Ricky was robbed.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojoUK and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.